Welcome back to Unraveled Beer Thoughts, where I give my unprofessional opinion on various craft brew beers that I have drunk. Um, Yesterday afternoon, we had a board game night and was able to taste a few of these beers that come from various places. So let's show you what we got here. So, sort of our baseline beer is the Two Hearted Ale from, oh gosh, what's the name of the brewery? Bell's. Bell's Brewing. Um, so, this is a good standard beer that we can get in Texas, and it's from Michigan. And so, this is a good standby as far as a it's just American IPA. And I will say that for this particular tasting, this is not, this says American IPA. This, I believe, is an IPA. This is a double. So this is not a pure side-by-side comparison. I would normally just do the exact same beer for a pure one, but not every beer tasting is what I would call an official beer tasting. And some of them unofficially, as in last night with a game night, you get an unofficial beer tasting. And you just pull what I can from my fridge that matches what else is brought. So, so Two Hearted Ale is one. And then there's another one here called Son of Juice. This is from Chicago. This is another Indian Pale Ale. And this one was brought to me by some folks we just met in our neighborhood. So if you watch this video, thank you for this. This was a very good beer, which I will get to the rating of that in a minute. And then we have Julius from Treehouse Brewing, from my friend up in Massachusetts. And this was also a fantastic beer. So, so let's go into some of the tasting notes here. Bear with me. I am going to get up my rubric for the beer tasting. And so let's see. We'll do the Two Hearted Ale first. So I would say appearance. The appearance is so tough because it's not. Not all beers are created equal, and it's hard to say objectively, subjectively certainly, but objectively, what should a beer look like. All I can do is argue from the standpoint of what I expect a particular style of beer to look like based on what I've seen it look like before. So that's kind of my best guess. Maybe you could go by style standards. It should be a certain color, so forth and so on. Again, I feel like that's kind of subjective. You could add certain adjuncts and other things to a beer that would impact what it's going to look like. So all that to say, I would take appearance with a grain of salt. Typing in my things here so I can get the right rating under the right beer. So for Two Hearted Ale, I would argue it looks like what I would call a standard IPA. It has the appearance of something that's going to be a little bit overly malty, in my opinion, and not necessarily hop accentuated. That doesn't have to be true. It's just in my experience, beers that are of this color, IPAs of the color that Two Hearted Ale was, which is sort of a deep golden, not quite brown, but a deep golden color. I would not yellow. I wouldn't call it yellow. I'd call it something more like deep gold. And I would say appearance probably a 3. It's not going to impress me. It doesn't hurt the beer. There's nothing that stands out. Aroma-wise, Two Hearted doesn't give off a lot of significant aromas. It didn't give off any bad aromas. This was not a bad beer. I'd probably go a 3 on that. 3 is kind of my average baseline score. No off notes, Nothing weird or bad about it, but also nothing outstanding. That's sort of the standard three for me. It's probably not the official judges sort of three, but that's how I judge. Four for me would be like this is a little bit special, something above average here. Anything above four starts moving toward, I guess, what I'd call perfection. The five would have to be like just downright almost perfect for whatever it is. I might give a five on a trait, but not typically on an overall. That's going to be extremely rare. Um, so the flavor of the Two Hearted Ale, um, I'll go 3.25 on that because it is, I have compared it in other tastings in the past, and it's not bad. It is sort of a mid-American slash, I'd call it a West Coast, I call it West Coast, more hoppier, piney IPAs, West Coast or mid-American IPAs. It fits into that ballpark. Um, and it's not bad. Maybe even on the slightly better end, but not real high up that scale. To me, I've had others I think that were a little bit better. A good comparison I probably should do sometime is like a Titan, a Great Divide Titan next to a Two Hearted Ale. That would be a really good comparison for that particular type of IPA. But this one doesn't wow me flavor wise. It doesn't have an overly intense hop note. Mouthfeel wise, I'd say it's a little like I really prefer an IPA that's just an IPA to be a little smoother and have a little bit better mouthfeel. But again, that's sort of I don't know that I'd go 275 on this because I wouldn't say it's off. It's just more on the average is what I'd kind of expect. So probably for Two Hearted Ale, this is going to come off as probably somewhat harsh, but I'm going to go 3.25. Good beer, not exceptional. I might even though it doesn't quite add up math wise, I might go 3.50. We'll say 3.50 because it was good. But it's still, I would buy a 6-pack every once in a while of this, but it's not something I'm going to go after all the time. I just know it's going to be an okay, decent beer, and if I'm having people over that want an okay, decent beer, I might go for that one. So that's that. All right, Chicago, the Son of Juice. So the couple that brought this beer to me said they took their beer seriously. And after drinking this beer, I tend to believe that. They drink their beer seriously, and I hope that in the near future, I might even be able to get them on this channel to do a guest beer tasting. We'll have to see. I've yet to talk somebody into doing that yet, but no one said no. I just haven't really asked. I've just kind of thrown out the idea. So, Son of Juice. This was appearance-wise, it was real light looking, like a pale yellow, which wasn't bad. It just looked to me like it could end up being thin. I wasn't sure what to expect based on the look because it was so light. I didn't know if it was going to be real watery or what. But I would say look-wise, I was a little nervous. So I'm going to go 2.75 on the look just because I wasn't 100% sure it was going to hold up. Aroma was good. This had a nice citrus aroma to it, kind of like reminiscent of like a lemon or orange juice or something like that. I would say this definitely was kind of I would put it in a 3.75 for the aroma. Didn't blow me away, but it was bordering on being above average. It was getting very close to that. Flavor, very good. Very juice and flavor and mouthfeel. I kind of feel like go together on this one because it wasn't as light as I thought it was going to be. It had good light mouthfeel, but a very pleasant mouthfeel. It had really great flavor to go along with that mouthfeel. And so I really appreciated that. I'm going to go 4.25 on the flavor. And on the mouthfeel, I'd go 4.25 on that as well. Very good, very light, very drinkable, very excellent, juicy, fruity IPA. Uh, Slightly on the lighter side, but I thought it was good. I mean, it was a little different. Overall, I'm gonna give this one a 4.0. I would like to try it again. If I saw this, I would buy it. I need to test it against some other things before I know kind of my final thoughts on it. But it was good. I cannot fault it for anything, and certainly would buy a 6-pack of it if I saw it. All right, so that is Chicago. Let's go to Julius. This is just an Indian Pale Ale, 6.8%. This was very good. This also had many traits of the Chicago, IPA. It is an IPA, right? I guess well, now that I think about it, these are all IPAs. I was thinking, this one says American IPA, but it's not an APA, it's an IPA. So they are, I thought this was a double IPA, but it is not. It is a IPA. So great comparison. Ends up being a more official tasting than I thought. Appearance, looks juicy, looks a good, kind of perfect yellow color in my opinion. It looks like the beer, the kind of IPA that I want to drink. I like those East Coast IPAs. That's sort of my style that I enjoy when it comes to IPA is juicy and fruity and full of some impact that way. Hopefully hops and not juice additions, but sometimes if it's you can usually tell if it's hops or if it's juice, and this tasted like hops. I'm jumping the gun here. So appearance wise, I'm gonna go 4.25. I felt like it had really good appearance. It looked like it was gonna be good. I was looking forward to drinking it. Great aroma, 4.25 on the aroma. Good juicy smells, kind of potent, like hits you in the nose a little bit when you smell it. So that was very good. Flavor, I'm gonna go 4 on flavor. Now it wasn't bad flavor, 4.0, good flavor. It wasn't. I don't know. I kind of felt like it's like if you taste a beer, like I would say this had a tad more flavor than this one, but because of the mouthfeel on this one, I felt, and actually I probably would jump down the flavor on this one to 4.0, not 4.25. This one, I would say, I'd probably go, actually, yeah, no, I'd probably go 4.0 on this, and then the mouthfeel, I would probably go 4. I don't know that it was so out of the park exceptional, but I'll go 4 on that. And the overall for this one, I have my buddy with me, and Kent said he really thought this was everything he wanted in an IPA. So I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to go back up to flavor. I'm going to go 4.25 on flavor, because having somebody else who really likes IPAs and thought this one really hit home, I'm going to take that into account and up that, and then give an overall of 4.25. And I feel fairly confident about that, because I don't know that it blew me out of the water so much that I'd be like 4.5, but I thought it was good. It was tasty. I had a buddy there that drinks enough craft beer that he could say it was good and tasty, and actually he said it was very much up his like everything he was looking for, I think, is the description he made in an IPA. So we're going to say that is probably the winner of that tasting of beers. Definitely these two would be fantastic to get again. So if you watch this, Andrew, definitely take some more of this. But it's that is our beer tasting today from Unraveled Beer Thoughts. If you have some kind of beer comparison you would like to see down the road, feel free to put those thoughts in the comments, and I'm hoping to do a gluten-free tasting in the near future. We'll see if we can make that happen. And if you have other thoughts or ideas, beers that you've tasted that you thought were like, man, this is the IPA I thought was the best I've ever had, and I've tasted a lot of beer, and throw me a suggestion. It may not be a beer that I can get in Texas. We have quite a few down here, but we don't have everything, and there's uh, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of craft breweries all over the place. So the odds of getting certain ones, especially if you found a unique craft brewery that's only in your area, I probably can't get that one. But that is it today from Unraveled Beer Thoughts. Have a great